Welcome back to Sweet Lines. Today, we're diving into an adorable story that's bound to put a smile on your face. Imagine if your favorite drink could come to life and have its own little adventure. Our story follows Barry, the cutest little strawberry milk carton, who dreams of exploring the world beyond the fridge. This story is filled with courage, friendship, and a bit of mischief. So grab your favorite drink, maybe even some strawberry milk, and get ready to embark on Barry's big adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an exciting story from Sweet Lines. And hey, be sure to share this video with your friends at school or in your groups. Let's start the adventure. Story. In a cozy kitchen, tucked away behind bottles of juice and jars of pickles, lived a cheerful strawberry milk carton named Barry. With his pink color, happy face, and green leaves at the top, Barry was the cutest drink in the fridge. Every day, he would gaze at the fridge door and dream of what lay beyond. He had heard stories from the older cartons about the big world outside, of rolling hills of bread, mountains of flour, and sparkling pools of water. Barry was curious and adventurous, and he wanted to see it all for himself. One morning, as the fridge door swung open, Barry took a deep breath. "Today is the day," he whispered to himself. With a determined little wobble, he rolled toward the edge of his shelf. But just as he was about to jump, the cheese block noticed him. "Barry, where are you going?" asked the cheese, his voice filled with concern. Barry gave a shy smile. "I want to see the world outside the fridge. I want to go on an adventure." "Oh, Barry." "Be careful," said the butter, who was always a little nervous. "The kitchen can be a wild place. Watch out for the cat." But Barry's mind was made up. With a little bounce, he leaped off the shelf and landed softly on the vegetable drawer below. He tumbled and rolled until he reached the door shelf, where he could look out at the kitchen. The sights amazed him. There were so many bright colors and interesting smells. Excitement bubbled up inside him. With one last jump, Barry landed on the kitchen counter. He looked around and felt a thrill he'd never experienced before. Nearby, a bowl of strawberries caught his attention. They were fresh and red, just like the strawberries on his label. Barry felt a connection to them and decided to say hello. "Hi there," he said with a friendly wave. One of the strawberries turned to him with a surprised look. "Well, hello, little carton. What brings you out of the fridge?" "I wanted to see what the world outside is like," said Barry. "I've been in that fridge my whole life, and I wanted an adventure." The strawberries smiled warmly, admiring Barry's courage. "Be careful out here," one of them warned. "This kitchen is a big place, and not everything is as sweet as it seems." But Barry was too excited to worry. He thanked the strawberries and rolled along the counter, marveling at the towering jars and containers around him. Suddenly, he heard a soft meow from across the room. Barry froze. It was Whiskers, the family cat, sitting on the floor with his bright green eyes fixed on him. Barry gulped. He had heard about Whiskers from the butter and the cheese, stories of how the cat loved to swat things off the counter. Before he could react, Whiskers jumped up onto the counter and approached him with a curious stare. "Who are you?" Whiskers asked, tilting his head. I am Barry," the little carton stammered, trying not to shake. "I'm just exploring." Whiskers raised an eyebrow, unimpressed. "You know, little drinks like you don't usually leave the fridge. They belong in there, safe and sound." Barry gathered his courage. "I may be small, but I can handle myself. I just want to see the world." Whiskers let out a small chuckle. "Very well, little Barry. But watch yourself. This kitchen isn't as friendly as it looks." With a flick of his tail, the cat hopped off the counter and disappeared into the shadows. Relieved, Barry took a deep breath and continued his journey. As he explored, he came across a group of sugar cubes lined up in a glass bowl. They looked like tiny, white soldiers standing at attention. "Hello." Barry greeted them. The sugar cubes nodded politely. "Welcome to the counter, traveler. You look like someone on a quest," said one of the cubes in a wise tone. "Yes. I'm on an adventure, Barry replied proudly. I'm exploring the world outside the fridge. The sugar cubes shared stories with Barry about the different parts of the kitchen they'd seen when they were moved from place to place. They warned him about the sink, which was like a deep, dangerous river, and the oven, which was hot and frightening. Barry thanked them for their advice and continued his journey. Eventually, Barry reached the edge of the counter, where he found an open window with sunlight streaming in. He peered outside and saw a garden full of flowers, buzzing bees, and colorful butterflies. With a daring leap, he hopped down onto the windowsill and carefully slid down to the garden below. The garden was a magical place, filled with colors and scents Barry had never known. A friendly ladybug landed on his straw. Hello there, she chirped. What's a little milk carton doing out here? I'm on an adventure, Barry said with a big smile. The ladybug laughed. Well, you're brave, aren't you? Let me show you around. She guided him through the flower beds, introducing him to a gentle butterfly who taught Barry how to admire the world from above. Barry also met a wise old snail, who offered him a leaf for tea and shared tales of the garden's mysteries. As the sun began to set, Barry realized he missed his friends in the fridge. The butter, the cheese, the yogurt cups, they were all probably worried about him. He thanked his new friends in the garden and made his way back to the kitchen window. With a little help from the ladybug, Barry managed to climb back up to the windowsill and roll across the counter, narrowly avoiding Whiskers, who was snoozing nearby. Finally, with a great leap, he made it back into the fridge just as the door was about to close. Inside, his friends cheered. Barry, you're back, cried the yogurt cups, hugging him tightly. Barry beamed with pride as he shared his story. He told them about the strawberries, the sugar cubes, the cat, and all the wonders of the garden. His friends listened in awe, inspired by his bravery and thrilled by his tales. From that day on, Barry was known as the bravest little strawberry milk carton in the fridge. And though he was back in his chilly home, he was happy knowing that he had experienced the big, beautiful world outside. What a heartwarming adventure for Barry. This story shows that even the smallest of us can be brave and make a big difference. We hope you loved Barry's journey and his encounters with new friends. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Sweet Lines, and hit the notification bell for more cute and exciting stories.